Some say necessity is the mother of invention, a principle that may have guided these young inventors.
There will be an egg right in here, so after we pull the brush, then this flips the egg over into this, and then the egg
in there.
and
Egg
the
would
shells
fall in
will
there.
go in the frying pan.
And the shells would get into there.
They probably asked themselves, what would make cooking a little easier for people who are physically challenged? Then they looked around to see what resources they had at hand and came up with a way to crack and fry eggs that would not require a lot of strength. And although you may never see this product for sale, who knows what other devices these creative kids might come up with in the future if they follow this simple equation. Necessity plus ingenuity equals invention. The examples that follow illustrate a remarkable and varied history of engineering and invention. Life in colonial America was extremely difficult. Newly relocated Europeans learned to develop the land, build towns, and rely on their ingenuity to make almost everything they needed to sustain life. Colonial women invented many devices and processes that would make their daily work easier. The first patent issued to an American colonist went to Thomas Masters in 1712 for his wife Sybilla's invention of a device for cleaning corn. He earned a second patent for her weaving machine a few years later. Women couldn't earn patents in their own names until 1790, but that did not stop them from inventing things. Martha Costin's pyrotechnic night signals saved many a shipwrecked soldier during the Civil War. A young widow with 4 small children and no inheritance, Martha needed a way to support her family. She pored over her late husband's notes, which described a system of signaling flares. Her husband's design did not work, but the idea captured her imagination. She went about designing a system that would succeed. She quickly patented her idea, which worked so well that the Navy bought the rights for $20,000 and gave her the contract to manufacture them. There are dozens of inventions, born of necessity in times of war, engineered by women. They include Emily Tassie's method of propelling ships and Sarah Mather's submarine telescope and lamp. In 1942, actress Hedy Lamarr, along with composer George Thiel, received a United States patent for the use of radio-controlled missiles that could be used against the Nazis. A refined version of their device was adapted by the U.S. military in the 1960s, which led to the development of cell phones, pagers, defense satellites, and countless other communications devices. Lamarr and Ann Thiel have both been honored for their contributions to the field of spread-spectrum technology. Another invention that came in handy during wartime was the gas mask, invented by Garrett Morgan. On July 25, 1916, his gas mask was used to rescue several men trapped during an explosion in an underground tunnel beneath Lake Erie. After the rescue, fire departments began using the mask, which was later refined by the U.S. Army during World War I, where it saved countless lives. Morgan also brought order to the chaotic streets of early 20th century America, where it was not uncommon for animal-powered wagons and new gasoline-powered motor vehicles to compete for space, along with pedestrians. Determined to do something to improve traffic safety, he engineered a traffic signal, a T-shaped pole that featured 3 positions: stop, go, and an all-directional stop position. This latter position halted traffic in all directions to allow pedestrians to safely cross streets. He was the first of several inventors to apply for and acquire a U.S. patent for such a device. Although traffic signals are not needed in space, at least not yet, other devices and inventions are. Dr. Ellen Ochoa, an electrical engineer and the world's first Hispanic female astronaut, has developed devices that help NASA record, analyze, and draw conclusions about events and phenomena in outer space. Ochoa, as co-inventor, has won patents for 3 optical devices. Her work has improved the way information is gathered, as well as the integrity and safety of equipment. While necessity is often the catalyst for change, some developments come about strictly by accident. Percy Spencer, a Raytheon engineer in Lexington, Massachusetts, was working in the lab one day in 1947 and noticed the electromagnetic waves in the radar equipment had melted a candy bar in his pocket. To test his theory, he quickly ran to get kernels of corn. When the corn popped, he knew he was onto something. He made the connection and went to work developing the first radar range. 20 years later, the countertop microwave was introduced, and the rest, as they say, is history. Good thing Percy had a taste for chocolate. Invention can also be inspired by environment. Dr. Naomi Nakao, a gastroenterologist, invented a warning system for intravenous lines to prevent air bubbles from entering a patient's veins. More recently, she developed the Nakao snare for the removal of precancerous polyps. She has invented several other devices to increase the safety, well-being, and comfort of all patients. When Thomas Edison invented the light bulb, he was using bamboo for the filament. But bamboo did not last very long. Ingenuity led self-taught draftsman Lewis Latimer to come up with the idea of using carbon, a vast improvement over bamboo. In 1881, he and Joseph V. Nichols received a patent for an incandescent light bulb with a carbon filament, as well as for the process of manufacturing them. Latimer also invented the on-off switch, which comes in very handy. Mike Haggerty, a farmer and avid fisherman, lost the use of his legs in a farm accident, but that didn't keep him from enjoying his favorite hobby. He engineered a lightweight pontoon boat that would hold his wheelchair safely in place through a system of channels and curves. There's even a seat for a companion. According to Haggerty, a farm environment heightens your resourcefulness and inspires you to do a lot with the materials that are all around you, like the aluminum irrigation pipe he used to make the pontoons. Haggerty's creative spirit helped him return to a hobby he loved. Dr. Chien-Shiung Wu's creative spirit helped her unlock some of the mysteries of the universe. In 1956, she devised an experiment that revolutionized the study of particle physics, a field that helps us learn about matter and the forces of nature. Her work helped two of her colleagues win a Nobel Prize. Later, she devised instruments to detect radiation and an apparatus to study the nuclear structure of molecules. She even had an asteroid named after her. Al Koyawama holds patents for inertial guidance systems, a method of navigation that guides aircraft, spacecraft, submarines, and other vehicles, and for airborne star trackers. Al is also a renowned potter of the Hopi tribe and sees engineering and pottery as similar ways to solve problems in 3 dimensions. For 8th grader James R. Wolin, necessity undoubtedly drove him to invent a 2-lidded jar, making it easier to reach the peanut butter at the bottom. It didn't revolutionize the peanut butter industry, but it did earn him a patent. Throughout history, from the earliest civilizations, people have been creating and inventing, always in search of a better way to do things, driven by one simple formula: necessity plus ingenuity equals invention. Sarah Breedlove Walker, also known as Madam C.J. Walker, developed a system of hair care products. She was the first self-made female millionaire in the United States. Early computers only understood series of numbers. Grace Hopper, U.S. Navy Rear Admiral and computer pioneer, engineered a device that translated binary information into text commands. Mary Anderson, inventor of the windshield wiper. Elijah McCoy created an automatic lubrication system for machinery. Many cheaper and less reliable copies appeared, causing buyers to demand, "Is this the real McCoy?" Philip Umagwali is a computer scientist. His work led to the creation of a system that allowed multiple computers to communicate. He is considered to be a father of the Internet. Jennifer Donabar was 15 years old when she engineered an electronic locking device called the Electrolock. Jerry Lee was 13 years old when she began to work on her invention, the asthma meter, an early detection system for people with asthma. Now that you have seen some remarkable examples, where do you think necessity plus ingenuity will lead you? Remember, necessity is the mother of invention.